stating a motive. Why? Why do you want to come to this retreat? Or why do you want to learn Metta Bhavana, loving kindness meditation? Of course, there are many benefits. There are some obvious ones. One is to overcome anger. If you are of the angry temperament, then it's a suitable subject. But doesn't mean it's easy. The more anger you are, the more difficult it will be. And so sometimes also people who don't have much anger, but they also don't have much metta. They're more of indifferent people with indifference. So metta is useful in creating healthy, favorable relationships, which, if you live in society, it is necessary. Just like a oil. When there are too many joints, you need to, in a machine, you put oil, Yeah? When the door open, close, you put oil. You put oil in the computers. What do you do to make the computer work better? Oh. You heard that? Change it to sometimes it can be necessary. For example, for a forest monk, you live in the forest, or even if you happen to live near a cemetery, having metta helps to protect you. Then one good reason is to develop concentration. Concentration is needed to do many things successfully, because it's basically mental power. And it goes the same for vipassana. All the concentration methods metta is one of those that are easier and happy to practice and useful, because metta brings about all the benefits in the world. But for the metta to be effective, you need to develop two things. First is the concentration. The second is the versatility. You know what's versatility? Chinese we say 灵活. Sure, truly you can see there are two aspects of the practice. One aspect is to deepen the concentration, which makes the mind and metta powerful. When you have fire, what do you do in the house? Take water, pour, to extinguish the fire. If you have a fire extinguisher, use the fire extinguisher. Do you have a fire extinguisher here, Mr. O? Yes, is there fire? No.
In the past we had one.
What happened to it?
They come and inspect, they say they want to, so we install after that, we give a cert.
So the greater the fire, the more water and more extinguishers you need. Right? So to extinguish greater anger, you need greater metta, loving kindness. And if it doesn't work, what do? You run for your life. In Hokkien we say 無周師. Versatility, you have to practice in all kinds of situations. To make metta powerful, you need concentration. So there are two types of metta. One is the general type, and the other one is the more concentrated, intensive type. The first type is that you practice here, there, everywhere, metta to the group, to Melaka, to cats, to dogs, people you like, people you don't like. Metta, metta, everyone metta. If you do it continuously, it can also be quite powerful, up to excess concentration, not jhanas. The second type, you practice until you reach the jhanas, absorptions. In metta, you can get 3 of the 4 absorptions. That's what we're trying to do here as much as possible in an intensive metta retreat. To learn the method for doing that. For general mindfulness up to Upachara, many centers they do it. Everywhere metta, metta, here metta, there metta, everywhere metta, metta, metta. So you get a lot of concentration, some concentration, you get joy, you get, everybody become happy. But usually, unless you have got good potential, you don't get into absorptions. To practice to get absorptions, you need to practice intensively for a longer period of time with just one person, one object. That means, let's say you practice to Mr. Ong, to get metta with Mr. Ong. Mr. Ong in the morning, Mr. Ong in the afternoon, Mr. Ong in supper time. Every day, Mr. Ong, every minute of the day, Mr. Ong, metta, 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 metta. Right? Your concentration is deep enough, then you go into jhana with Mr. Ong as your object. If that is the case, even you don't see Mr. Ong, Mr. Ong will also be very happy because of your practice of metta, because the concentration is strong enough. People ask me if I give metta to somebody, will they receive it? It depends how strong your metta is. And depends on how receptive the other person is. But definitely it will help you. So that's why when you do metta these days in the retreat, you do it to one person as much as possible. That would get you into a deeper concentration in a shorter period of time. So when you do metta to one person for a longer time, you cut away all the other objects, then you go totally concentrated in that one person, and no one else. Then you get into a deep concentration faster. You do metta here, metta there, metta to mouse, metta to chicken. You get continuous mindfulness with a lot of objects. The metta becomes versatile. That one you can do at home. You go to the market, you see the farmer, metta to the farmer, you see somebody buying vegetables, metta the vegetables, you see dead chicken, you do compassion, you don't do metta to compassion. And so you become flexible, but it's not so strong. Not so strong. Like this fellow is selling, selling what do you sell? Sell fish. You sell fish, okay. You do metta to the fish seller. The fish seller not in a good mood. What do you want? Then you also get angry. The metta not strong enough. You do metta strong enough, you do metta to Mr. Ong, he come in, you see him, he will come and hug you and kiss you. Yeah? Will you, Mr. Ong? Being durian, yeah. That would be more effective. Even you do it these few days, you may not get absorption, but you bring you to deeper concentration faster. And then you see the difference between metta with deeper concentration and metta without so much concentration. You also the effect on you yourself. Before we go into the practice, there's something I forgot to mention yesterday, very important. Walking meditation. So people ask me about walking meditation. Basically, it's the same principle, huh? Except that you're walking. When you do walking meditation, by right you also should be doing metta, because you're in a metta retreat. So walking metta, sitting metta, until you sleep also metta. Like in the Metta Sutta, it says that, what does it say? How does it go? Udang ado jatiriyanja sambatang avirasata titancha nisino va sayano va vikatamido. When you're sitting, when you're walking, and even lying down, when you're not sleepy, you practice metta. In the first day, I allow you to do, walking and daily activities with mindfulness. That is because the first day you need to settle down the mind peacefully, mindfully, so that you can be in control of the mind. Later, when your mind has settled down into a wholesome state of well-being, then you can try to bring the thrust, the push into deeper metta concentration. Still, very often, even you try, especially the first few days before metta concentration rises, sometimes there's no metta. Like they say, dry, become dry. You think of Mr. Ong, metta, but dry, no metta. Instead you get angry. Mr. Ong said this bad thing to me, I get angry. Because you're dry, no more metta. So, at that time, what do? You go back to mindfulness, which is like giving metta to oneself. So you do metta. If it doesn't work, you do metta to oneself, which also brings you back to practicing mindfulness. When mindfulness is there, it balances the mind. Otherwise, you get frustrated. I try so hard, why no metta? You get angry. Instead of having metta, you see everyone, you get angry. Why he can meditate, I cannot meditate? So instead of metta bhavana, it becomes anger bhavana. Yeah. We call this what? Chicken meditation. You know, mother chicken meditation. You know the mother chicken? The mother chicken will sit on the egg, whole day. Can you sit so long? Mother chicken beat you all to it. You can sit 24 hours on the eggs. But it's not metta. You get up and get angry. Have you seen before? When the mother chicken come out from sitting the eggs, it's usually very angry. You go, the Cantonese call it okai la. So, mindfulness, if you have practiced mindfulness before, your advantage when you're practicing samatha, any kind of samatha, including metta. So when the samatha doesn't work so well, and then you practice mindfulness again, and when you're balanced, then you go back to your samatha, your metta bhavana. This is one important point. Because if you don't have this basic mindfulness and you go straight into samatha, it can be hazardous. Because when your mind becomes jhana, concentrate, and it doesn't come, your mind gets very tense. You can become hysterical and you may just flip over. So that's about walking meditation. After some days when the metta concentration comes out, it's easier. And then you do walking, whole walking, also in doing metta. In fact, it can be easier to arouse metta while doing walking meditation. Because you're doing walking, it's like a rhythm. Boom, chak, chak, boom, chak, chak, ding, 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 metta, 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 boom, chak, chak, metta, 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 boom, chak, chak. So when you go with the rhythm and the flow, it's easier, the metta to flow out. The same for daily activities. Daily activities, the difference is a lot of actions involved. Eating, drinking, so on. Whereas in metta, it's mainly to one person or more than one person. So in walking meditation, when you do metta and you're not doing mindfulness, then you don't concentrate on your footsteps. You do not right step, left step, right step. No, that is mindfulness of walking footsteps. Generally, yes, to keep your mind there. But don't try to feel the sensations and all those things. That part is vipassana. Yeah, you just know that you're walking straight, but the mind is on the object, the person that you're giving metta to. Of course, you don't walk so fast. You walk moderate, and then when your concentration builds up, then you slow down, slower and slower. When you're doing other activities, like eating, drinking, washing, follows the same principle, except they're doing many activities, so it's difficult to be very concentrated. So it may be more practical to do general mindfulness. But if you have some metta concentration and you have lots of metta, it's not difficult. You also do it. While doing these things, you do the metta. Of course, when you happen to see somebody, you call it interruption, something comes in, and then you give metta to the person, and you come back to the original person or to the action. The idea is to keep arousing metta and making it continuously. And if you can stay with the same object, the person, you stick to the same object. Yeah? Now we come to talk about a bit more about the sitting meditation. Anything? Generally, there are two things that involve: the state of mind and the object. All of existence comes under this conditioning. Aramanapachaya, the state of mind and its object. The state of mind here involved is of course metta, loving kindness. And the object is a being. Is a being. Could be humans, could be devas, could be ghosts, could be animals. It's a being. When it's not a living being, you don't call it metta. Okay? I give metta to this speaker. May this speaker be good, health and happy so that he can give right sound. No, you don't do that. It's not a living being, you know. Oh, plants. When my plants be well and happy and grow well, they say it works. They grow better. But is a plant a living being? Plant is not, in a scientific sense, yes, but it's not what we call the living being. It's a satta, 5 aggregates. No, it doesn't have 5 aggregates. What you're giving is probably positive energy, and it gets positive growth. There may be some beings associated with the plants. Like if you metta to three deva may be there. May you be well and happy. 3 devas say thank you. That's what the monks did, you know. They gave metta to the 3 devas. The 3 devas, oh, nice chap. I won't chase you out. You can stay as long as you want. So there is metta to living beings as well. Because there seems there are beings in the trees, in the flowers, in the leaves, and all that. You know? It's in the suttas. It's not from my experience, it's from the suttas. Your psychic power and see, you may see some of them. So when you do metta, first you do to yourself. It's like vipassana, to make yourself happy. You cannot use yourself as a main object. Yeah? It doesn't go into deep concentration. You do to yourself, you end up what? Concentrating on yourself. You can do it to some degree, not very deep. You go deeper, you end up doing vipassana. So generally to yourself, okay, you can. To some extent. It's not recommended as a primary object. As a secondary, as a general object, yes. Then you do it to the next person. The next person is a lovable person. As I mentioned yesterday, this person should be still alive. Preferably of the same gender. You say, why can't I give it to my mother? Why can't I give it to my father? You can, not to say you can't. But when monks follow the text, they keep to the text. Why? Because this instruction was given originally to monks. And what are the monks doing by giving a lot of metta to a lady? So, to play safe, they prevent it. There's so many men around, why do you give so many monks around, you give to another monk, you give to a teacher. This is general advice. But let's say you're a lady and you want to give to a father, as long as you don't have attachments. And somebody asked me, what happens if I'm a gay? So I said, then don't do it to a man. But you still can if the person is not somebody you fall in love with. Is your father? Why not? Can. No? point behind this is it does not arouse strong craving. That is the point. Because you cannot control the mind so well. No? You give to I give to my mother, suddenly your girlfriend come out. And doom, you stick to that, no? Such things happen, but you can be careful. So these are more general advice. The main thing is it does not, and because when you do bhavana, concentration, the concentration becomes strong. And when you have craving come, it becomes very strong. When anger comes, it becomes very strong. That's why often we don't recommend people to do the Masim Samatha so much. Especially those with jhanas and deep concentration, unless they are monastics or under good supervision, good sila, and generally it's not necessary to go so deep concentration. Excess concentration is good enough. So you select the person. The second thing is the person should be still alive. What happens if somebody dead? Oh, my grandfather, I love my grandfather. My grandfather passed away. Can you give metta to your grandfather? You can, but you don't know what your grandfather is now. And because of that, the concentration cannot go deep. A lady, for example, once was trying to give metta to her son. The son passed away. And she was trying to give, she found that she cannot reach him. Somehow the mind doesn't touch him. Because the mind knows. The mind has this ability, karma, to link. So you want deep concentration, you find somebody who is still alive. And of course the most suitable person is the lovable person. Somebody whom you respect, somebody whom you like in a positive way, not in a clinging way. Suppose what happens, I'm so close to my mother, I'm so attached to my mother, there's no suitable object to start with. Later, okay, not the first primary object. This person should be a lovable person in the sense that he has a lot of good virtues, good qualities. So when you think of the person, you just think of the good quality. Oh, this lady is so kind, and then automatically the quality of kindness is also aroused. This person is very positive. You think of them, oh, this is a positive person, I like to be with this person. Then there's some people like that. Some people are very negative. Everything is okay, that was not positive, not the suitable object to start with. Later can, later metta is stronger. May you be happy, may you be positive, and he also will be positive. A person who has a lot of anger, you think of him, you also get angry, because you're influenced by the nature of the object. So the person has a lot of good virtues. You got sila, got samadhi, got panya, and especially you have metta and karuna, loving kindness and compassion. These type of people, very suitable. Second is the person is has done many things for you. That means has helped you a lot. When you're small, he look after you. When you're broke, he borrow you money, lend you money with no interest. Sometimes you don't collect from you, so never keep it. Something like that. So who's done a lot of things for you. When you're young or when you're old. Like for old people, we do caretakers, and give metta to caretaker. For young people, you give to the more seniors, to the parents, to the teachers, and so on. In this respect, one important quality involved is the association. That means, if you have been associated with a person for a longer period of time, you have more things, more events, more reasons to arouse your metta. Because okay, when I was young, he taught me how to solve maths problems. Very good in maths. So you have a maths teacher. He scold you. Not a very good object. Not very patient. Then after that, when you're younger, no money, broke, he lend me money. Then when you grow older, so many children don't know what to do. Never mind, you come and look after the house for me, look after the children for me. After that, you grow old, somebody come and look after you. Even if she may be older, you look after me. Things like that. So a long period of association, you have many reasons to start the engine. You need this to start the metta engine, to start the fire. Because there's no metta, you just say, may you be happy, it doesn't work. May you be well, no metta, it doesn't work. You're only doing some kind of concentration. It's not metta concentration. Yeah. It's just like, you want to boil water, no fire, can water boil? Cannot boil. Similarly, metta, to start the metta concentration. What was I talking about? Oh yes, the object. We're still talking about the object. And so you choose the best you can find. Not everybody has a very good object. You try. Usually it's the parents, or it's a teacher, or it's an elder sibling, or somebody you're closely associated with, and has enough metta, enough virtues to keep the fire burning. Some people cannot find a good one. Then find a mediocre one, so. Somebody cannot find any. These are people who tend to live alone. Here, Melaka, got so many kawan. If this doesn't work, try that one. This doesn't work, try that one. One of them will work better. Correct. In this Asian society, usually quite. In the West, sometimes they are very independent. So not easy to get one suitable one. So what they do? They choose the dog, they choose the cat. Yeah, very close to the dog, close to the cat. It also works. It also works. You also get metta concentration. But the quality is not so good. Because the object does not have very strong virtues or qualities that give rise to metta that is of quality. Because the nature of the object influences your mind and your metta. So, once you choose the object, you try to stick to the object as much as possible. Yourself, and do metta, metta, metta. So no more metta, do to yourself. Do metta, metta, metta. When you arise, you see, do it often, the object will arise more easily. The metta also will arise more easily. In the beginning, it can be more difficult for some people. So what happens? You have a spare. You know what I mean by spare? Spare tire. But you don't think of him as a spare tire. Think of it as a supportive. In case the first one doesn't work anymore, the spare will become the main object. And so you think of it like that. So if it doesn't work anymore, you give metta, metta, metta to Mr. Ong. After then, whole day think of Mr. Ong and get bored. Who else? Think of who? Think of Professor Koo. Metta, 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 metta. After that, you feel okay, joy arises again. Then you go back to Mr. Ong again. Metta, metta, metta. A, B, A, B, A, B, A, B, A, B. After that, A doesn't work, B, 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 B. After B doesn't work anymore, go back to yourself. Go back to mindfulness. The idea is to keep the metta flowing. If the metta really cannot flow, then metta to yourself or the mindfulness keeps flowing. Sooner or later, it will come back. Now that's the first part. The second part is making the metta continuous. To make the metta continuous, we make use of 4 aspirations, which we use normally in the chanting. Avera hotu, that means, may you, actually Avera is grammatically is third person. They usually use the third person, don't ask me why. Hotu, may you be free from danger. Free from danger. This is the accepted Burmese translation. Because the Burmese also experts in Pali, you know. Sayadaw, you choose it as free from danger. Internal dangers, external dangers. The word Vera means like enemy or danger. So that's why there's other translations, enmity. Also is possible, but because my tradition comes from the Burmese Pandita tradition, they take it as danger and translate as danger. And this wish itself is a metta wish for well-being of another. But I tend to prefer the positive side of the definition, which means safety. When you be free from danger, you're thinking of suffering. So it tends to compassion. May you be safe, think of the positive side now. It tends towards happiness. That is metta. Yeah. The second phrase is, may you abhyapaja hotu, sorry. May you be free from mental suffering. Mental suffering. Which means may you be at peace. Because happy already used in the last word. Peace is, I prefer the word peace because, not only because it's positive, but it's also further away from craving. When you talk happy, how to be happy? Yes. How to be happy? Let's have a durian party. Yeah. Last time when we were young in college, our small group of friends usually have our own party. Our party depended on the food we eat. So one day we have this tapioca party. So everybody brought tapioca and we cooked tapioca in different ways and we eat. Wasn't a very good idea. Because tapioca has a bit of cyanide in it. Of course, when you cook in such a way, there's no more cyanide. But it has a bit of drug effect. So after eating, we all went, Not as bad as getting drunk, but still it was a bit hazy. So I use the word peace, but may you be at peace. To add, giving more power, may you be free from mental sufferings. This is a metta wish. You say this word sincerely and you must mean it. And then it comes in metta. You make sure you mean it and you say, no understanding what is being said, and then it strengthens the metta, it arouses more metta to arise. You just say, will it come out? It also comes up because although you do not know specifically the meaning of the words, but generally it means metta. So you have this metta, arouse the metta feeling. But if you know the meaning of the words, then it's better. The metta will come out stronger. And the metta will be directed more towards that direction. That is to bring about that happening. Okay. So say, for example, you make a wish for the person. That's there. Think about one of them. You see a person who is very sick, out there, then you make a wish with metta. May you become very rich. Does it work? It's not suitable to the situation. May you be healthy. It should be better. Then you say, may you be healthy. Your mind, energy, your aspiration will be directed towards healing, physical healing. So using the right words for right purpose in metta serves the right aim of the metta. Otherwise you just it's general, it also works to some degree. If your concentration is strong, whatever it is, it works. The third is anigo hotu. May you be free from physical sufferings. I mean sickness, ache, pain, and all those things are all those free from that, which means healthy. In a lesser sense, comfortable. Healthy is more complete. And your metta is strong, and you use that, and you direct to the right purpose, you find that the pain also can go off. Because your metta is strongly directed at that, for that purpose. And the last one is more of a general. It covers all other aspects. Sukhi atanang pariharantu. Sukhi is very happy. Atanang is oneself. Pariharantu means to carry out. And that means to keep yourself happy. That means you live happily. To eat happily, sleep happily, talk happily, work happily. You said, happily he rises, happily he goes to sleep, happily he dreams. So it covers all aspects. Generally, these four aspirations cover all the aspects of life. It's not so specific, but generally it is there to some specific extent, like mental happiness, physical happiness. Of course, you can be even more specific if you want to add. Like for example, one mother said, "Can I give metta to my son when my son passes examinations?" That's what a mother wishes for. That's what a son wishes for also. It's not wrong, no? It's very specific. But you ask the monk will ask you to recite with metta, virya dukkha maccheti, and recite when the son is listening. Why? Because virya dukkha maccheti means when you're hard working, you will get your good results. More direct and more specific. So, how do you do this? First, of course, you make sure you arouse the metta first. You start a fire, and this will keep the fire burning. So it's like when first you have this metta to display, and you make the first wish, may you be safe. Safety is foremost importance. If you're not safe, you can die anytime, the bomb will drop to you anytime. And you say, may you be very happy. I'm trying to run away from the bomb. Then after that, mental happiness. Which is more important, mental happiness or physical happiness? Of course, mental happiness. Of course, you're affected by physical happiness. And of course, the next is physical happiness. And then after that, generally. So you do it like that. Once again, may you be safe, free from danger, and then you're supposed to bring the metta up some more and let it flow. That's why you should feel, get the feeling of what metta is. What is metta? And that's very difficult. Metta, you don't know what metta is. Generally, so you give example, okay, suppose you see a small baby, you have metta for the baby. You see your grandmother is very good to you, you have metta for grandmother. You see a good friend, you metta to a good friend. So you know the general feeling of metta, a general feeling. Then you keep this flowing. He said, keep the fire burning. At first it doesn't last long. We be happy after 1, 2, 3 seconds, finish. Koyak, finish. Off with the fire. We start again. You start with the next one. Maybe peace. Okay, go da 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 da. 3 seconds, 4 seconds, 5 seconds. Oh, no more. So you go one after another. No? After many times, it lasts longer. You may be safe. No, 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 no. 1 minute, then no more. This is the second one. Maybe we at peace. No, 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 no. Also 1 minute, no more. Third one, maybe, let's say this person wasn't feeling very well. May you be healthy. No, 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 da, 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 da. Boom! It lasts longer because it's more meaningful to you, no? Because it's quite sick. And so it lasts maybe 10 minutes. So you go like that. The idea is to keep it continuously, which means that, also means that if one of them is more effective, and you use that more often. Da 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 dee 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 do. Instead of going to the third one, the fourth one, you start again. May you be healthy. Da 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 dee. And so it goes longer and longer. Yeah. After some time also it goes, doesn't come out anymore, and you go to the next one. So you use your skillfulness, you use your common sense, how to make best use of it. So after a while, the metta will flow continuously. When you flow continuously, let's say you do the first aspirations, you can last for 1 minute, 2 minutes. In the period of the longer period, you don't have to use it because the metta is already flowing. The fire is already burning. You let it burn. When it keeps burning, the tendency will be go on for some time until no more fuel, no more, then you start again the fire. Usually after 1 week, metta can last quite long. Some people who are good at it, they can last the whole hour. Just may you be happy, you go last an hour. You can last 15 minutes, half an hour, because they are already in metta concentration. A few days, and especially you're not the type with a lot of metta, then it takes longer to build. From my experience here, the difference between the Germans and the Italians. Italians can do metta very well because they're emotional people. Their mother culture, mamma mia, all those things. The head of the household is always the mother. She's in charge. So for them, do metta is quite easy. It just comes out and flows. But Germans different. Germans is, they call the land Vaterland. Fatherland is father culture. The head of the house, most powerful, is the man. The Chinese say, 大男人主义. So father is the chief. He holds the fort. So that one, the emotional side is not so strong. Not that they don't have, they have, but it's not so prominent. And so what is stronger is more like the willpower. So their minds are also very good, very pure. But no, the emotional side of them is not so strong or not so easily under control. No? Sometimes they burst out, sometimes a lot of anger. So This is one thing to bear in mind. It varies with people. But after some time, even after 1 week, even the German man also can do metta. Probably the Italians maybe after 2-3 days they keep flowing very quickly. The Germans may take 1 week before it starts the flow. Depends on variable. Malaysians generally not bad. From experience, in terms of metta, during my time, this I don't know if my time, the best metta is Malaysian. The best metta is Malaysian. True. Because I tried the metta with all these type of people. You know why? Because the metta is not a very emotional type. It's more like the family type. In that sense, it is more balanced, less selfish. Italian metta emotions tend to be passionate. Passionate, passionate, sensual love, girlfriend, boyfriend, husband, wife, passionate love. When you talk about amore, you know what's amore? Amore means love. You go, you see all of them sigh. Actually, you can actually see them. The moment I mention the word, they go. Not much mindfulness left, just emotion. So, the idea is to keep it flowing continuously and then you control it better. Until the point where the metta flows. There's a flow of metta. And you just say, may you be happy, and you go, flows. Maybe after that, getting less, you know. And before it goes out, you inject another metta. May you be well. Let go. If you're too late, you go. The fire went out. So you start again. But by the time, it won't be so difficult. Of course, there are other things that prevent it. Those are, we call hindrances. Hindrances. The main, the 5 hindrances. What? Sensual craving. Second is anger or ill will. Third is sloth and torpor. Fourth is restlessness. Fifth is skeptical doubts. So any of the 5 hindrances can cover and stop your practice. Sensual desire is you use the wrong person. If it's too close, then attachment comes in. Take for example, or you start thinking about your Melaka food, attachment comes out. Anger, of course, if you use the wrong person. That's why usually for a person we associated for some time. You have good times and you have difficult times. Difficult times usually anger is involved. So you keep bringing the mind also only to the good times. Anger times, if you are not strong anger, you can just push it aside. If there's a very strong justification with anger and it stays inside you, you want to give it to this person. This person last time he cheated me or what, he tell lies. Then deep inside, you have to resolve it. Either you change the person or you resolve the issue. Then you won't disturb you so much anymore. That was the one. The other thing may cause anger is, of course, physical discomfort. And so you have to try to bring them to as comfortable as position as possible while keeping alert. That's why the Metta Sutta, you can lie down as well, provided you are not sleepy. And then, for example, when you have this slaughter topor, what do? Either you stir up more emotional metta, or another way is you can do the vicious recitation faster. Don't wait too long, because you wait too long, no much energy. May you be happy. Snore, wake up. And stronger energy. Then there is this restlessness. You have to calm down. Not thinking, restlessness. Calm down. You can produce joy, it's better. Then the other one is skeptical doubts. That one you have to clear your skeptical doubts with a teacher or somebody, if the teacher is not free. So in this way, as you keep concentrate, on one hand, your metta and the concentration increases. On the other hand, you keep overcoming the hindrances when they arise. Sooner or later, the hindrances will become less and less. The metta concentration is stronger and stronger. Then you get the more continuous flow of metta. Only when you get a continuous flow of metta, then it starts deepening. At that time you bring into the 5 janangas, 5 concentration absorption factors that are involved. And this one we talk about it tomorrow. That should clear the main things that are involved now for you. Any questions? No questions? Yes.
If you do metta, let's say vipassana object is very strong. How it keep interfering. Here you come metta, here no. Object keep coming.
You watch for a short while and then you push it off. Bring back the metta. Because you haven't built up a habitual strength of metta. So in the beginning, it's always like that. But it's not bad, it's a vipassana object. But since you are practicing metta, you have to be determined to put it aside. Just keep going back to your metta object. You note it, make sure you're mindful, and you go back to your metta object. Yes. So no questions, we stop here. Come back about 15 minutes time, 15-20 minutes time for our metta practice, guided metta practice, where we learn to, not just to one person, to groups. This to train in flexibility. You don't have time to train deeper concentration in all aspects. So we do a bit of this in our last sitting of the day.